Hello, everybody. Welcome to Better Late. My name is Mariela, and I'm going to be your host for this podcast that has come better late than never, right? You might think, is there really a necessity for a new podcast? Is there a necessity for another person to just freely speak on the internet? And I think you might think you know the answer, but you don't. Because here's the thing, there's only one of me. And me you haven't heard of, right? Or have you? I don't think so. My name is Mariela. I'm Latina, which means, and yeah, I'm gonna break them down. I'm gonna break them down, right? So I'm Latina, which means I will be speaking in Spanish at some point here because I was born and raised in Venezuela, and my first language is Spanish. So my brain learned how to express itself first in Spanish. It's my core, right? The thing is, my day to day life happens more in English than in Spanish. So, in the same way that sometimes I'm speaking in Spanish and my family, I know my sister hates me for this, I will say words in English because I forget the actual translation in Spanish. So I'll just be like, entonces, bueno, lo que te estaba diciendo era que iban a hacer el foreclosure. Y es como, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's going to happen. I'll try to walk you through it. I don't think it's going to get to a point where we'll need subtitles, but, just giving you a heads up, Latina. All right, so I am Latina. I'm an actress. I've been acting since I was 12. I was that theater kid, the geeky theater kid that wasn't into sports, wasn't into actually studying while in school, but I was always there for rehearsals. I was always there for any new audition that happened in the school. So that was me. And then I carried that throughout university and eventually decided that that's what I wanted to do with my life. So, hint, spoiler alert, it's what brought me to LA. I'm also single. I'm very single. Okay, very single sounds a little mean towards myself. What's that word? Self-deprecating. I'm not that. I promise. I used to be like that, but once you get to being in your 30s, see how I did that? See how I included one of the other points? Once you're in your 30s, you usually learn how to speak properly, but also you kind of learn how to treat yourself a little bit more. If you've had the proper help and you've been to therapy and you've had good people around you, you usually learn that you can be a little softer on yourself. You don't have to be a deranged bitch at all times and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, oh, you're so ugly, or you're so fat. It's like, baby, we got this. Like nowadays, I look at myself in the mirror and it's more like, baby girl, what is the world bringing you today? Universe, surprise me. And usually it does surprise me. So you might want to try that. Okay, so I'm Latina. I also speak and I branch out easy. So that's why I have a beautiful, lovely friend of mine being the producer of this podcast. His name is Lorenzo Martinez. He's joining us from Caracas, Venezuela. Yes, see, I am Latina and I have my roots and I need a little bit of that Latina-ness in my day-to-day. Even though I'm very blended into the American culture, I still need my people that are going to talk to me in Espanol, even though he has a great level of English. So who am I kidding? Anyways, he's our producer and he is joining us via WhatsApp video. And he's telling me when I'm talking too much because if not, I will go on for hours. Anyways, so I'm Latina. I'm an actress. I'm in my 30s. I'm single. I forgot to say I'm single. I'm single and I am loving my life right now. How is that? Why? This is so broad. And I immediately said it and I'm like, what are you saying? I love the point where I've gotten where I feel comfortable with being single and I am comfortable with hanging out with people. I just have really high standards, I feel like. And men are just not cutting it these days. Like imagine finding a guy who's, I don't know, 42 on a dating app. And if you haven't been on a dating app, they kind of ask you what your dating goals are, so people know if you're there to just hook up or you're there to find your wife or you're just there to sacar un clavo para poder meter un clavo para sacar otro clavo. That was so forced. Not me trying to speak in English to prove to you that I will be speaking in English and in Spanish. No, like trying to, what is it? How they say it here? Get over someone by getting under someone type of thing. Anyway, so you can put this in your dating profile so people know what they can expect from you, which I love, but also people lie. So, anyways, there's men in their 40s that are like still figuring out my dating goals. It's like, honey, you're turning into a raisin. What do you mean you're just figuring it out right now? Like, come on. But hey, it's better late than never, right? It's better late than never doing things. It's better to do things at your own time, on your own timeline, than never getting to them. So, to those 40-year-olds that are figuring it out, I salute you. I salute you because hopefully you will figure it out. And there will be a girl that is currently, I don't know, like in high school, that will grow to be at that level where you are finally ready to be in a committed relationship, or if you figure it out if that's what you want, or if you want to be poly or am or you want to do like ENM or whatever. ENM, ethically non-monogamous. I could never. I don't think I could. I really couldn't. I don't think so. It's just like if you want to be with someone else, just be with someone else. Like, no need to drag me along. So yeah, that's why this podcast needed to exist, because as you can see, I have opinions. And I have opinions from different perspectives. And I feel like in the past 7 years that I've been living in the US, I have lived like 17 different lives. Because as an immigrant, you experience so much out of your belief system, out of your culture, that you have to expand your way of approaching people and expand the way that you think of things, and you become less judgy, which I actually love because I hate people that are judgy, as I just judged all 40-year-old men. I love you guys. I'm still looking for my husband in you. Judgment is the worst thing that we can do to ourselves, but it's also not helpful to do for others, because why? You know, I feel like when I turned 30, a bunch of things like dawned on me. I had this thing that some people call a spiritual awakening, which means you stop being automatic and you stop going about life in this mode of like everything I've known and everything I've thought until now is who I am going to be for the rest of my life. And you kind of figure out like, whoa, I can actually change some of those things, and I can actually reformulate things for myself and rediscover things about my childhood and whatnot and healing and all these things. Not necessarily with ayahuasca. I've never done it. I'm so scared of it. Just the fact that you have to throw up for like 3 days straight, I am immediately not into it. So it just kind of happens that you develop more empathy. And for me, I've realized that everyone's doing the best they can with the tools they have. I know it sounds very preachy, and I don't want to be preachy. I really don't want to be preachy in this podcast. I want to tell you what's worked out for me and what I've done and how it's worked out or not. And if you can take that as any sort of like inspiration or advice for things, like let's do it. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to be your mom. I'm here to be like your bigger sister. My little sister would say, please don't. But she's not here, is she? So yeah, I've always wanted to have a podcast. I have a background in radio. I've been very comfortable my entire life with like speaking in public. There was a time when I still lived in my country, in Venezuela, where I was even a professor at my university, La Universidad Católica Andrés Bello, where I taught first semester students how to speak publicly. It was really cool. It also carried me through a big breakup, which is also the reason why I ended up leaving my country and deciding that I wanted to see what else was out there. Isn't it so that like we all have that one breakup that really shapes who we're going to be for the rest of our lives? Because you are this person and then you blend in with someone else. And then when that someone else is gone, you kind of forget who you were as an individual. So you have to reformulate all these things and rediscover it, which is really fun because you get to try new things and try new people and try new friends and just like do what your heart desires. If your heart desires to text your ex, don't. First step. First step, don't do it. Don't do it. It's so much better. I got broken up with. So I really couldn't text like, oh, I'm so sorry. I want you back. He just didn't want me back. But I appreciate it because the fact that he never reached out again or like try to get into this like on and off situation helped me get over it and like move on. Where I've seen so many people that are stuck in these relationships that are just toxic at that point. My dad told me once, I'm going to talk a lot about my dad because I was raised by him. So he's going to be mentioned here a couple of times. Hopefully not too much. To the point where I have to have him as a guest. That would be so weird. Please don't. Okay. He told me once that relationships are like a bottle of soda. So when you open it, the first time when you open a bottle of soda, the first time, and I'm not going to say a brand of soda because sponsor me and I'll mention it. How about that? Okay. Business mind, see? All the things. Once you open it for the first time, so many bubbles, so much gas goes out, like it's psh, right? What happens if you close it and you open it again? If you open it again, it'll still have that like psh. It's going to be less. It's going to be less. Imagine if you close it and open it several times. Yeah, the fizz is gone. So why would you want to be in something that has no fizz? Fizz. Fizz? Yeah. Why would you want to be in something that has no fizz? Why would you want to live a life that has no fizz? It's so short. It's so short. You're never really late to things. You get to things on your own time, which is the whole purpose of this podcast because I truly live my life that way. Does that mean I'm always late to things, dates, interviews, sometimes classes? Yes, that is something that I'm working on. I'm trying to work on that because I have pissed off some people by that. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's a Latino thing, I think. Confirm, please. If you're Latino, confirm if it's a Latino thing or if I'm just plain rude and I need to reevaluate. That's probably why. Yeah. But in life, you're living on your own timeline. Is it late that I'm starting a podcast now, or is it just the exact right time when I felt confident enough to share my story? Is it late that I moved to LA when I was 26 versus 20 to pursue acting, even though people were like, well, you know, your acting life has a shelf life, you know? There's so much you can perform. There's so much you can do at a certain age, and you can have a broader range if you move earlier. When I tell you I'm so glad that I moved to LA when I did, because I don't think I would have been ready for all the challenges, people, situations, job situations, life things, date things. I don't think I would have been prepared for all of that in a major city that is like a really prominent place in the world, not just in the States, in the world. LA is like a place, right? I don't think I would have been ready for it. I don't think I would have been able to handle it the way I have if I moved here a little younger. And that's just the truth. It's hard. Being an immigrant, it's hard. I'm here, you know, basically on my own, pursuing this big ass dream that I had. I can't say I had this dream of being in LA and pursuing a career in Hollywood since I was a kid. I didn't, because I didn't think it was possible. Because I was so young and in a, not even in the capital of my own country, but like a city that was close to it, kind of big city, Valencia, but it wasn't like oh, easy. Yeah, I just moved to LA. I never even thought it could be possible just because logistics, it was already like insane. So I never dreamed of it until I proved to myself that I could live on my own, that I could sustain myself by doing what I needed to do in Miami. And in New York, as I had just left my life in Venezuela, I proved to myself that I can start over. And I've started over so many times. And it's such a beautiful thing that I cherish about myself. And that when I see myself in the mirror and I'm not a bitch to myself, it's because it's not just about the looks of it all. It's just like, bro, we've come so far. And what's the worst that can happen? You have a hell of a story to tell. If it doesn't end up being what you want it to be or what I dream it to be. My dream is to be on set every day and make a living out of being on set. Doing movies, doing TV, doing theater, which is my main training, being on a podcast, talking to people. That's what I want. Would an Oscar be a bother? It wouldn't. It certainly would not be a bother. Would that be amazing and such a accomplishment? And I would love to say that I'm from Venezuela and I came this far and have people be like, yo, she's from Venezuela, ella es la venezolana, y mírala, se ganó el Oscar. Tal. Yes, I would love that. But that's not what moves my life. I just try to do the things I love for as much as I can. And this podcast was something that I've been wanting to do for so long. And the goddamn imposter syndrome didn't let me. Because I was like, well, there's so many podcasts out there already. What am I going to bring to the table? I'm bringing me. And I am the only one of me, Taylor Swift would say. I'm also a Swiftie, yes. Hey, why do people hate Taylor so much? I have to say, I've been a Taylor Swift fan for a long time, like from the Fearless era. And it does turn me off a little bit, the amount of media she gets and the fact that, not so much right now, but when the Eras Tour was going on, every single day I would be on Instagram, on TikTok, and at least half of the posts that I saw were about her. They were making me have the ick for Taylor Swift. Can you imagine someone that's been a fan, that's been to her concerts, that have I would listen to her anytime. There's always a song for any time. Truly. And I was being turned off by it. Can you imagine? I get that. The media of it all is a little annoying. But if you just listen to her music, which is what she is, a musician, first and foremost, why do people have to hate on her so much? I don't see people hating on Kanye that much. Okay, I don't want to get that controversial on my first episode of this podcast, but I will go there if you want me to. I want to hear what you guys want to know about me. I want to hear what your questions are and what intrigues you, because I truly have lived 17 lives. I don't know why I'm so stuck on 17. I usually say 7, but for the podcast, I just upped it to 17. I have lived so many lives and I've experienced so many different things. And I'm so happy to share them all. As an actress, as a woman, as an immigrant, as a single lady, as a 33-year-old woman in LA, it's been a wild ride. And I can't wait to bring you guys along with me and to share everything that's going on from here on, or whatever you want to know about the past. You can follow me on Instagram at Mariela Segovia. Mariela Segovia. Why Mariela Segovia? Because somebody has at Mariela Segovia taken and they don't even use it. It is a completely non-active account. They have no posts, no followers, no... Wait, as I'm saying this, does that mean this person has me blocked? Is that what's happening? Can you guys go see if at Mariela Segovia with one A only is a real account, or if it just has me blocked? I would love to know. And if I have any friends that work on Meta or know how to get an account, please help a girl out. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl with a podcast. Why am I Southern all of a sudden? Yikes. Okay. Follow me. Stay tuned. I will be releasing one of these weekly, ideally. And you can watch it on Spotify or whatever you get your podcast. I will be uploading these on YouTube as well. So yeah, you know what to do. You've been doing this a long time. Subscribing, liking, commenting. All right. It was lovely to see you guys and talk to you for the first time. Hopefully, there will be a lot more. Bye.